Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. Joe Rogan's name is Joseph James Joe Rogan, an American UFC color commentator, podcaster, actor, comedian, and former television presenter who's 55 years old. He hosts The Joe Rogan Experience, a podcast where he discusses current affairs, comedy, politics, philosophy, science, and hobbies with various guests. Keep watching this video to find out who is Joe Rogan's mystery wife, Jessica Ditzel. Who is Joe Rogan's wife? Jessica Ditzel is Joe Rogan's spouse. She was serving cocktails when they first met in Los Angeles in 2001. Soon after, they began dating, and they remained together for 8 years before getting married. Joe Rogan and Jessica got married in a low-key ceremony with a small number of friends and family members in attendance, 1 year after getting proposed. Jessica Ditzel was born Jessica Sloan Ditzel on July 18, 1975, into a middle-class household in Sugar Land, Texas, in the United States. Her parents, Donna Zemer Ditzel and Jeff Conrad Ditzel, did a great job of raising her and her sibling. She's well known for being the spouse of American podcast presenter, actor, and comedian Joe Rogan. After completing her elementary and secondary schooling in Texas, Jessica Ditzel transferred to California State University to finish her undergraduate studies. She began working as a cocktail waitress at different bars after receiving her degree, and also did some modeling along the way. In 2010, Jessica Ditzel was a model for M Model Management before being hired as Rent-A-Car's associate manager. She also held positions as an account supervisor for California-based Robert Half Technology and a product analyst for Volvo Motorsports. Her father Jeff is a musician who plays in the Ditch Pickles, a local ensemble. How old is Joe Rogan's wife? Jessica Ditzel was born on Friday, July 18, 1975, making her 47 years old in Texas, United States in 2022. Jessica Ditzel, what does she do? Jessica Ditzel is currently employed by different companies as both a model and a TV producer. She is well known in the industry as a TV producer and is not just recognized as Joe Rogan's spouse. We also know that she worked as a cocktail waitress at a bar in California prior to meeting Joe Rogan, and that she has held a variety of positions, including working as a model with M Management in 2010, and rising to the position of assistant manager at Rent-A-Car. She also held positions as an account supervisor for California-based Robert Half Technology and a product analyst for Volvo Motorsports. When did Joe Rogan and Jessica Ditzel marry? Jessica Ditzel was a drink waitress in Los Angeles when she happened to run into Joe Rogan in 2001. He became a regular, frequenting the bar up until soon after they began dating, and they dated for 8 years before getting married. After the birth of their first child, Lola, Joe Rogan and Jessica got engaged in 2008 and married the following year in a low-key ceremony that was only witnessed by a select group of friends and family. How many kids did Joe Rogan and his wife have? 3 daughters were born to Joe Rogan and his partner, Jessica Ditzel. Rosie Rogan, their first child, was born in 2008. She will turn 14 in October 2022. 2 years after the birth of their first daughter, they received Lola Rogan as their second child. Their third daughter, Kaja Rose, who is the daughter of Jessica and Kevin, was adopted by Joe Rogan, making him the father of the late singer's daughter. As a result, Joe Rogan and Jessica Ditzel now have 3 girls. 2 of them are his biological daughters, and the third is Kaja, an adopted daughter, who's following in the footsteps of her late father, Kevin. What are Jessica Ditzel's past relationships before Joe Rogan? We believe Jessica might have had some relationships in the past, but the most famous one before she met Joe Rogan was when she was dating Kevin Dean O'Connor, the lead singer of the pop band H-Town. In her early 20s, she became pregnant with Kevin Connor's daughter, Kaja Rose. Kevin and Jessica allegedly split up after the singer cheated on her with a different woman. Sadly, he passed away in a car accident in 2003, along with his new partner, who he is also said to have cheated on with Jessica. Do Joe Rogan and Jessica Ditzel have kids? Yes, Rosie and Lola Rogan are the 2 biological daughters of Joe Rogan and his wife Jessica Ditzel. The couple's first daughter, Rosie Rogan, was born in 2008. She's 14 years old as of October 2022. In 2010, they welcomed their second daughter, Lola Rogan. With 2 of his biological daughters and his adopted daughter, Kaja, who's following in the footsteps of her late father, Kevin, Joe Rogan and Jessica now have 3 girls. Kaja Rose is the daughter of Jessica and Kevin. Since we haven't heard anything about Jessica and Joe Rogan's marriage or family, we assume that they're blissfully married and enjoying themselves because of how secretive they are about their relationship. How many wives has Joe Rogan had? The podcast host Joe Rogan has never been married to anyone else in the past before walking down the aisle with Jessica Ditzel. However, it is certain that he has shared dating experiences in the past before meeting his wife. They began courting in 2001, and they now share a home in Austin, Texas. Joe Rogan has only ever been married to Jessica Ditzel, whom he wed in 2009 after dating for almost 8 years. They're now happily married and have 2 children together. The multi-talented podcast host is surely a very wealthy millionaire. According to CelebrityNetWorth.com, Joe Rogan is currently worth a whopping $100 million. Joe Rogan gets around $90 million a year for his show on SiriusXM, and it looks like he's getting somewhere between $20 to $40 million a year. With that, we come to the end of our video. That's all about Joe Rogan's mystery wife, Jessica Ditzel. Tell us what you think about her in the comments below.